We are taking action to make the healthcare system more patient-friendly so that people can access healthcare when they need it and at a cost they can afford. Just recently, I read in the Washington Post of just the craziness of the American healthcare system. Insurers denying a baby's coverage to stay in the NICU for a 4th day by saying in a letter, quote, "You're drinking from a bottle and you are, quote, breathing on your own." I can't imagine what it is like to being a new, tired parent of a NICU baby and receiving that harsh and cold letter. To put patients and their needs first, we had a long discussion about the bills in the subcommittee, in the Health Subcommittee, in both bipartisan legislative hearing and markup. Today is a very important step, but it's just a first step in our effort to improve how the healthcare system works for patients. Next, we'll move to our Communications and Technology Subcommittee and solutions to help close the digital divide and lift permitting burdens so we can deploy broadband faster with less government waste and more efficiently. High-speed broadband is an important part of our economy, yet many Americans, including in Eastern Washington, do not have access to reliable broadband. In order to deploy broadband, providers need to go through burdensome permitting processes at the federal, state, and local level. And the time to receive an approval on a permit can range from several months to several years. Congress provided an unprecedented amount of spending, more than $42 billion for broadband deployment. Without reforms to the permitting processes, this money could be wasted. Our legislation would cut the red tape and ensure that this money can reach rural, unserved Americans quickly. We're moving forward on several of these bills in bipartisan support, but I'm hopeful that to my colleagues across the aisle, we will continue to work on solutions to all of these bills. Regardless, we're going to stay focused on delivering for the American people. Finally, on spectrum, we're acting again to reauthorize the FCC's Spectrum Auction Authority, this time for 3 years. The Spectrum Auction Reauthorization Act would extend Spectrum Auction Authority, make important changes to existing spectrum auction processes, and direct spectrum auction proceeds to fund critical programs. This bill would promote our national security by providing more than $3 billion for our small communication providers to remove Huawei and ZTE from their networks. It would authorize and fund next-generation 911 technology to help our public safety officers and make sure Americans can reach emergency responders when they need it most. Most importantly, this bill is a product of long bipartisan, bicameral negotiations, and I urge my colleagues to vote yes. On the energy front, we're continuing our mission to make energy more affordable and strengthen American energy security. Nuclear is a key part of our energy mix, and right now America is dangerously reliant upon Russia's supply of nuclear fuels for our existing nuclear power plant fleet. My legislation, the Prohibiting Russian Uranium Imports Act, bans fuels imported from Russia and sends a strong signal to the market that will help restore American nuclear leadership and fuel infrastructure. We will also be considering 2 bills from Representative Lesko and Armstrong that prevent DOE and CPSC from universally banning gas stoves. The Biden administration is trying to use the federal government's power to dictate every aspect of our lives, from what kind of a car we drive to how Americans are allowed to cook food for their families. Again, I want to thank all of my colleagues today that are leading in this markup. It's a reflection of our most important responsibilities, of the duly elected representatives of the People's House, to listen to those we serve, engage in the battle of ideas, and find solutions to make people's lives better. I look forward to the discussion today. Let's get to work.